I just want to say um, the response has been amazing for this podcast. I didn't expect it.
Neither did I.
In the first shoot, not even 24 hours. In the first few hours, we were at 80 views. We had a lot of feedback, a lot of comments. People seem to be liking what we're doing. So we're trying a bit of something. I don't know if you guys could see the chat here on the right of the screen. We got a nice little overlay and thing. Don't mind the foolishness. I was doing some testing today with the chat, but don't worry about that. Dion says, I'm early music too loud. Dion, you can still hear us. Is the music better now? In that regard, once y'all can see the chat, once y'all happy, we can get it started. We can get it moving. So basically, what we talking about this week, Derek? We're talking about a few things. We're talking about value. We're
Yeah, man.
talking about self-love. We're talking about self-care, essentially. Particularly from the standpoint of a man, I find that it is to hear people talk about men and self-care. So
Yeah.
what we can do today is we can talk a bit about self-love, self-care. What does that look like? No, personally, I struggle with self-love, right? Personally, I am my biggest critic. I'm my only critic, actually. And I get in my head a lot. And, I struggle a bit with the self-love. And obviously, once you do that, that would tend to affect the self-care. So I'm going to ask you, Derek, in terms of self-love, for as a man, we're talking that right now we only deal with men in
Yeah.
terms of self-care. What would you advise in terms of the self-care for men and how men would as a man, how do you love yourself? And it sounds strange, but how as a man do you love yourself and get yourself to the place where you need to be to accomplish your goals and dreams?
Um, how do you get yourself there? That it, it's a whole set of things kind of wrapped up in one. Um, for me, um, I am on a journey right now that kind of kicked off around 2018. I wasn't feeling particularly good about how I felt physically, how I was starting to look physically as well. Um, so I made the decision, joined the gym, big up Twin Gym, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Started working out in there, and then I still wasn't seeing what I wanted to see too, um, at least not quick enough to my mind. So I made another step in that direction, and I invested in having a personal trainer. A guy Ryan Arthur, he runs Twin Gym. So
Mm-hmm.
by being now since I want to say coming on to the end of 2018, and things kind of hit home for me last year when there was the first lockdown, and they had a
Mm-hmm.
whole set of challenges and stuff going out. And one of the challenges was the artist challenge, and the artist
Right.
was supposed to just post a picture from one of the performances that you would have been involved in, and that impacted you in whatever way, and that you felt good about. And one of the
Mm-hmm.
guys in the group posted a pic of us on stage in Montreal in Toronto, sorry, in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
and I could not believe what I saw of myself in that pic. Right, um, I messaged Ryan the same time. I said, I can't go back to that. I just can't. When that was 260 pounds, um, my joints used to hurt, and it was still active. I was still playing basketball 3 days a week. I still running and everything, but because I wasn't in the gym, I didn't have the my eating habits in order either. Just went up to 260. And how Bajans can get.
Oh
Bajans
Lord.
have Bajans have a very unique way of greeting you when they haven't seen you for a little bit. When you get so big, you pause so much
Yes.
weight. You know what I mean? And I found that even while it was on that journey, coming down from 260, it got down to 234. I'm not really sure how much I am now, but I remember coming down on the way down. I was still getting the comments. So you get so big, you put on so much weight. You know what I mean? I realized I had accomplished something when those comments stopped. So
Okay.
making that investment in, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still not where I would love to be. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've always made myself a promise that I wanted to take off my shirt on stage for my 40th birthday, but that didn't work out. COVID took care of that. So anybody that's cringing at the thought of me being shirtless, Corona got you covered. So don't worry about it. Um, that's not happening anytime soon, it seems. Um, but yeah, that was a goal of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm still not where I want to be yet, but making an initial investment in a personal trainer and then making that commitment to say, you know what, I'm going to work out 3 days a week. I was still playing basketball 3 days a week. Sometimes I would go to the gym and then go play basketball, or do it the other way, go and play basketball and then go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then at that time too, I was still managing to be able to run and play football and stuff like that with the boys at school. So that was even more cardio during the day. And then we went on a
Shout out
north
Malik.
floor.
Shout out Malik Gillette.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Big at the Arthur Smith boys, man. Big them up. Then I made a commitment to eat a certain way and kind of cut out the flour, cut out the sugar, and then the weight started to come down. So at this season stage of my life, I'm feeling a lot better. Um, Unfortunately, the knee's still a little creaky. Um,
Oi.
yeah, the knee's still a little creaky.
Uh,
Then you got a little other aches and pains, but I can say that I don't feel no worse for wear. Clothes fit a little bit better, you know,
mm.
and I felt really accomplished when I was able to go out in public and tuck my shirt in. You know what I mean? That was a big thing for me,
That's
being able
that's
to tuck my shirt
a
in.
big thing.
That was
Mm-hmm.
a big step for me as a guy who's kind of fought with it. I've always said I never had an ab, never had a six pack in all my days growing up. So I'm striving to get there. Get there,
Oh,
pushing,
you can get it, but you know what
trying for four first.
the joke about it is that obviously I knew you when we both was bad and but when we was small and bad looking. Um,
Yeah,
it's it's just funny to hear you say that you struggled with it and you made a conscious effort to kind of get that under wraps.
yeah,
So you're speaking about goal, but basically I want to talk about what is the genesis of it? What's the impetus? What would have, I mean, other than how do you commit yourself to it? I mean, you look in the mirror, you don't like how you look, you don't like how you feel,
yeah,
and how do you translate that into saying, you know what, Derek, you need to do this for you. You need to take care of yourself and take care of your body, and yeah.
yeah. At some point, as a man, your pride got to kick in. Um, you gotta be able to look at yourself critically, objectively, dispassionately, and say, you know what, this is what I am. This here look bad. This here really ain't cool. Let me make straight steps, take the steps to correct it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Not just because you want to look good in your clothes, but the health benefits as well, right? You're able to feel better. You got a little bit more energy because now you're not your heart in laboring. You know what I mean? To kind of, I always said a goal of mine was to be able to, if I had to run to catch a bus, would I be able to run and catch a bus and then sit on the bus and not be blowing until I got to my destination? You know what I mean? So that was something else. Just to carry out everyday tasks. If you find that you're struggling to carry out everyday tasks, you might got a bit of a problem, and you might need to address it. And my pride kicked in for me. Um, just when you look in the mirror, you just don't like where you look, like, you know what I mean? And you can't just have everybody saying we get so big all the time, because Business aren't kind. Business
No, no,
are
no, no.
not kind in that regard.
Especially when it comes to, and I do agree with the Bajans not being kind, because I think that's one thing I hate we have in our society, right? You either they are very critical of the choices you make with your body, and I'm not even talking about things that are detrimental to your health, right? Like, um, if I lose weight, people saying cheese on your waist and weight. If you put on
Yeah.
weight, oh, you getting so fat. Um, my hair. I put a little color in my hair. All of a sudden, is why you would do that to your hair? I grow a beard. You look so bushy in that beard. You look so
Yeah, yeah,
homeless.
yeah.
Like, like I find, I understand some people don't like. We don't like change as Bajans. We don't really like change. But at the end of the day, we are very harsh and we are our own critic. Now, I do agree with, because we can circle back to the health part of it and the self love part of it, and we can get into the context and how this all relates to relationships,
Yeah.
right? And how all this running about and jumping about and doing things for yourself, taking care of yourself, permeates into a relationship. So for me, as I told you, it's a bit of a struggle for me. I keep saying, I want to be the sexiest bar member when that time comes. So I
You
try
know
my
you're too
best.
far removed. You're so there.
Boy, boy, more behind than in front, they say.
Yeah,
Anyhow,
yeah.
but yeah, so it is, for me. It is setting goals. It's just sometimes, man, the challenges of sticking to those goals. The challenge of sticking to those things, like in COVID, I bought some equipment. I here working out at home. I'm trying to eat a little better, cutting out certain things. I don't really eat that poorly, but I still do have a sweet tooth. Um, and yeah, other than weight, other than your health, what about your looks? What about your appearance? What about your presentation, your dress? Speak a bit about that too, because I noticed. I mean, the guys do give you a bit of pressure with the swag, and you'll be wearing some scarves and
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
pretty nice, some nice fitting shirts and pants and stuff like that. But um, talk about how important self-image is in terms of self-care and self-love.
It is very, very important. Um, it's Sprite that used to say image is nothing. I think
Yeah,
it was,
there's the term.
that was yeah, I think Sprite had that campaign one time. But he had a friend in school who used to say image is everything, right?
Mm,
Um,
mm.
and that hit home for me later in life, admittedly. Before time, I was a guy that would wear a t-shirt, pair of basketball shorts, like comfortable, like good.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
you know, but since I've kind of gotten into arts and performing and kind of realizing more and more people recognize me and who I am and stuff like that. Um, Please don't mistake that to think that I believe I'm some kind of superstar or something like that. It's not
Oh,
that,
come on. Don't
right?
be don't be modest, dog.
No, just saying, just clearing the air.
Mm.
Um, and then I had a manager, God rest her, who would say, Brian, you gotta represent your brand. So you gotta look the part. So you gotta make sure. And I got a good friend too, Kia Mal, that sings with me. He said, he can't even take out his garbage, without somebody saying, "Hey, that's Kia Mal." You know what I mean? No, I am not Kia Mal level
Yeah.
stardom. Sure, I ain't
Not
stardom at
yet,
all.
not yet, not yet, not yet,
Not
not
yet,
yet.
not yet. You can speak that into being. But I still think it's important that you represent yourself and you carry yourself a certain way. Um, they always say, I've heard the expression, you dress for the job you want, right? You dress for the job you want. So if you want to be taken seriously by anybody, by your male colleagues, your peers, by other females, by anybody, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to dress the part. You have to look the part. If you look homeless, nobody ain't taking you on. Nobody can take you seriously.
Right.
If I came, sure, if I came on this podcast, no, they, holy shirt or just sit out here bareback and talk to people that's normal, people be like, can't take on this man. This man, I got a clue.
This man popped up.
Yeah, this
Popped
man
up.
part right down. You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
So image is critical. You gotta normally I would shave every week, cut my hair every week. I'm a little follically challenged, so I can do that by myself. So during the first lockdown, I was the only person who was well coiffed every week. You know what I mean? Um, I have not been as stringent this time around, because there's absolutely to go. So
Mm.
I kind of reduced that. I give my head a little bit of a rest on my face too. So I kind of shave every 2 weeks this time around, just to kind of give the face a little chance to relax. But definitely how you dress, maintaining your hair, shoot, your oral care, your dental health, maintaining that. That is important, because you could be wearing all the clothes in the world, you could be looking good, you could be sharp, and then you open your mouth to speak to somebody, and it's like,
I guess.
damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And to take that to another level too, man, you gotta take care of your health. I pride myself in being. I like to think I'm a very nice smelling person, right?
Exactly.
I take a lot of pride in how I smell for sure. I would say that I do agree with the comment about dressing. Like, it's funny, and we can circle back to this too. In terms of dress, I just want to make it important to this self love part with men. For me, I found it's been normalized. When you talk about self love and self care, you're mainly talking about women, and women
Mm-hmm.
have been, they use that as empowerment and everything like that. And if men talk about self love and self care or dresses, I remember being called a metrosexual 20 years ago when I
Yeah,
used to wear
yeah.
certain fashions and certain styles, and
I
a
got it
pretty
as well for a
boy.
little bit.
Exactly, but yeah, I like my shirts fit in a certain sort of way. I ain't the biggest man, but you know what? I feel more comfortable in a close fitting shirt than a baggy shirt. I like close fitting clothes. I like to have a tailored fit. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is not. You see, we need to get away from this kind of taboo topic of men taking care of themselves, particularly self-loving themselves, and not being worried about people calling you arrogant or that you're full of yourself and whatever. He's a pretty boy, or you may even get called
Yeah, other
gay
things.
or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, right. But it is very important for men, everybody, but particularly we talking about men, for men to take care of themselves. And this is not in the context of a relationship. This is not in the context only for jobs. This is not in the context for any other thing other than self-esteem and confidence, right? You made a very good point about dressing for the job you want. Nobody's going to take you seriously if you do certain things and say certain things. But yes, I do agree that you do have to, take pride in yourself. You know, I don't know how else to put it. Dion is here asking, how do you all feel about spas and manicures and pedicures? Me personally, I would rather cut my own nails, and I don't like anybody touching my feet. I'm a particular person when it comes to that. I don't like people touching my feet. My feet. I'm a very funny person when it comes to my feet. How you feel about manicures
Well,
and pedicures, there?
I, on the other hand, I love those things. So I've been getting
Okay.
those things since my very early 20s. Um, yeah, probably even before he turned 20, he was getting manicures and pedicures done and stuff like that. It kind of slowed down. Life kind of got in the way a little bit, but definitely getting that stuff done. With regard to the clipping in the nail, like I like to see my nails shaped a certain way, and I find that I prefer a square tip. I find that salons tend to give you a little bit of a rounder shape, which I'm not particularly fond of. So that's the only thing that I have a contention with. And then I'm not particularly fond of the oil that you would get when because it kind of go against the hair sometimes, the grain of the hair, and then that irritates my skin. So that's the only thing that bothers me. But manicures and pedicures definitely, massages definitely. Gentlemen, I would suggest you um, invest in a nice cologne. You know, not some nice deodorants. There's
Of
nothing
course.
wrong. There's nothing wrong. Nothing at all wrong with you know having those things. Um, a body wash, a facial wash. Um, don't just take the same Irish Spring that you just soak your body with and soak your
Like
face too. Or back in the day, we used to use like boy. I mean, you come out,
boy, man.
everything tight, 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 because your skin dry, dry. You
Oh
know what I
wait,
mean?
any cardio, wait.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So
Uh,
invest in certain products that will allow you to, because you only got one body. You know what I mean? You only
shoot.
got one set of skin. Take care of it. Treat it well, and it will last. It will hold up. They said black don't crack, but if you don't treat it well, it's
Boy,
gonna
it
crack.
will crap.
Yeah,
But you know what?
and that point, Neil,
Mm.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with moisturizer, right?
Oh, boy,
Absolutely nothing wrong
listen,
with
listen.
moisturizer. And I say this, right? You know, water always runs down. So it always baffles me when I see people walking on the street, right? And then when they put together from head to ankle, then they're gonna pair rubber slippers and the foot black or the foot white and they kicking
Or
flour.
ashy, man, ashy.
You know what I mean? Nah, man. Put on some moisturizer. Trust me. Trust me. And I like to if I have the opportunity to speak to men, I always relate this stuff to what they would experience with a female, right? Because I find it sticks a little better when you relate it that way. So cut your toenails. You don't really want black toenail and that kind of thing, you know. that stuff just ain't cute. That stuff
Yeah,
just ain't sexy.
that's
And
sexy. That's sexy.
it's sexy. And moisturize your feet. Then there's thing wrong with that. Because trust me, when you go and you go with the girl, you want to play footsie or whatever, you sitting down home for the couch, you play footsie.
You get
You don't
stabbed or you stabbing
eh,
somebody.
you cutting up the woman, your nails and that stuff is sexy, man.
Yeah, that's
So
sexy. Yes.
she
Yeah,
play
man.
footsie and then that ain't on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's not cricket, but you know, it it's so true, right? Like in the last few years, first things first, I will readily admit that for the majority of my adult life, I was never one that was into the all moisturizing. I just like how y'all used to see me is how I used to roll, like soap and water and move, brush your teeth and move. But in the last few years, I start realizing, somebody, you get recommendations from some friends, my mother, stuff like that. To me, I am a big proponent of the oils. I like a lot of hair oil. I like a lot of
hair oil don't
certain. Well, yeah, but we still got a beard. I mean, the
yeah.
castor oil, and even these oils, some of these oils like castor oil, tea tree oil, all these oils, even though they're for your hair, it's also for your skin, your nails, your cuticles. You know what I mean? I find myself I literally have a lot of product. I used to have like one cologne before I had an aftershave that somebody gave me, but I used to roll. I never used to think because like I smell good. I don't need that stuff. But in within the last 5 years, realizing, okay, let me grow up my hair a bit. Let me take some oil and put in my hair, or let me moisturize my skin with some oil or whatever, some oils, various oils. I did some research, and then you start to get into like there are the oils, there's the aftershaves, there's the colognes. Shoot, I got two toothpaste. I got Arm & Hammer for when I get sleep at night, and when I want to wake up in the morning, I got that minty fresh breath. I got normal Colgate, peppermint. You understand? Like that is what it has come to, and why am I like that? Is because I know my teeth. I deserve it. My teeth deserve it. You know what I mean? Um,
You want them to
there's
last.
nothing. Yeah, you want to
Then they're
last, but
sexy
shoot,
but dentures.
nah, then shoot. But yeah, like when and what's the biggest thing? We have as many products as they have for women. They're starting to have the equivalent for men.
Yeah.
Men have body wash. I got body wash. I got a loofah. I actually got to buy a new loofah now. I got a loofah. I use soap and water. It depends on how I feel. If I want to feel
Yeah.
sexy, if I want, but listen, undergarment, I ain't gonna lie to you. As a man, I used to have some undergarments that was not most appealing or whatever.
Yeah, a couple
But
holes in them and things.
trust me, I
The
telling you,
extra holes.
if I leave it home or going for some action, or gonna play basketball or whatever.
You point the gun
You
on
know,
the rear.
yeah. You don't like take care of yourself, and we need to get away from this thing. Like, there's something wrong in
Yeah, or
having.
soft.
There's something wrong with having 30 boxers. There's something wrong with having all of these products. I have a friend of mine. I ain't gonna call his name. I'm not fact he don't care. Mark Moore. Mark got a collect. He is a collector of body washes and gels, and I used to make fun of him before, but then I stopped because I realized, you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with smelling your best.
Yeah,
There is nothing wrong. Like, what am I making fun of the man for having taken care? He's taking care of himself. What am I
yeah,
joking at him for? Wash your
exactly.
hair. Some of us have a lot of hair. Wash your hair. As a man, yeah. But even still though, Derek, though, you still have to make sure the top of your head is dry. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
moist. Sorry,
correct,
and
correct.
washed. Right. And the same to, like, I know you liken it to women so that people will kind of get that, understand everything like that. But the truth is, man, take care of yourself. I actually like taking care of myself. Once I'm feeling good mentally, once I'm feeling good and I'm feeling like, even sometimes when I'm feeling down and a bit depressed or anything like that, I make it a point to try my best to get up and take care of myself. Before COVID, I was getting a haircut every week. I shave every 2 3 days. You know what I mean? And for the body, we ain't going nowhere. But you know what? I feel
Exactly.
comfortable with it myself. Bathe before you go sleep. That kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man, man, beard, for real.
Yeah. Bathe,
Like
bathe, bathe.
the the clothes matter not if you just smell musty. You know what I mean? So it makes no. You may got the prettiest car. You may got. The, it makes no sense having a car that cleaner than you.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I mean?
shoot,
So
shoot,
don't got a
shoot.
pretty car. You smell stink. Your mouth smell stink. Nah, don't do that.
I hear looking at the comments. Renee gave you some pressure saying you should feel the top. Well, let's talk about here.
I do. You know, just a little bit, ready. Just
You
a
know,
little
but
bit.
hold on a minute, right? I want to point out this, right? And this is not a joke. So there are some men that can carry a bald head. You have a nice shaped head there. Bald head suit
It's
you. If I
it's
cut
true.
off all my hair,
It
people gonna
will
laugh
work.
at my feet.
It will
Top of
work.
my head flat and lumpy. So you know what? There is nothing wrong with having a bald head. You
Correct.
know, it works for you. It works for your business. It works for you at school. It works for you with the ladies. It works. You know what I
It
mean? And
works.
that's
It
what's
works.
important. No, no, no. We're talking about self. We talk about self love. We talk about self care. For those joining us, thank you very much. We got what, 4 viewers. You
Woo!
know, yeah, yeah. We rolling, we rolling. But
Rolling,
to be
rolling.
honest, yeah. If next week we can, well, I the next time we do it, we will try to have more time for people to join and stuff like that. Just we are trying to figure out some things or whatnot. Anyhow, Renee say whether it suits you or not, it is your reality that you're bald. So that you have to get out with
I'll address her
and you
outside of this forum.
privately. No,
Yes.
we get into the hard part of it now. We talked about self love. We talked about self care. Let's talk about how it translates into value, particularly in the context of a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Um, So let us start with men first. Okay, so I am not taking care of myself. I am overweight or I'm underweight. I am not bathing. I'm not brushing my teeth. My hair looks a mess. I'm not groomed. I'm not taking care of myself. What, what, how do you think that goes within the context of a relationship in terms of, because I'm a firm proponent of you attract the energy you put out,
Right.
right? I'm starting more and more to realize that the energy you put out there, whether it be physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally,
Any
that
other
is
league.
what is going to, that's what you're going to, yeah, any other league, you're going to attract that. So I want you to speak to, you look pop now, you're taking care of yourself, you're making sport at we that talking about manicures and pedicures and body wash and all that there. What do you attract?
Well, as I said earlier, you dress for the job you want. You know what I mean? I am fortunate to be around a particular kind of female. Um, Renee, for example. You know, Renee, for sure, will not be looking at anybody that,
Facts.
just carrying themselves, well, sorry, not carrying themselves at a particular level. You know what I mean? And even if she decided, you know what, I am going to take a chance, I'm going to take a flyer on this one. Let me entertain this guy for a little bit. If he cannot then bring himself up to that particular standard that she's asking of him, well, that can be good night nurse, and that can be real short lived. And I can say that for a fact, right? I don't even have to ask right near that, we've never had this conversation. I just know that's how it will
Listen,
go.
I have never had this conversation with Renee. I know Renee from school, and I know
No,
that's what,
that's how it's going to
like,
go.
Renee ain't gonna tell me that. I know Renee.
And if Dion is still in the chat, I'm pretty sure it's going to go the same way for her as well.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? So you got to carry yourself a certain way, and you will find that your options will start to improve. If you can't do that, if you can't do the basic stuff of taking care of yourself, how are you going to take care of anybody else
Oh
within the
Lord,
context of a relationship? You
preach.
know what I mean? Um, a woman cannot look to you for any kind of security, any kind of reliability, if you have not taken it upon yourself first
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that you are all right. You know what I mean? So in the context of self-love now and self-value and worth and stuff like that, physically you go, as you say, you can't be obese, you can't be overweight, you don't want to be underweight. um and this is obviously with body types taken into consideration. But not only that, in terms of your education, you know um you should always be striving anything that you need to have, that you need to have a college degree or anything, or a master's or a doctorate. I'm not suggesting that at all. And I'm certainly not suggesting that if you don't have those things that you are of lesser value or lesser quality of a person. But you should always be striving to improve yourself. You should always be striving to improve your knowledge base, your skills base, so that you are able then to translate those other skills into other areas. If you are just one dimensional, yeah, your options will be limited. If I couldn't conduct myself or express myself a certain way, we couldn't do this podcast. You know what I mean? Um, if I didn't have a certain number of life experiences, you and I couldn't have this discussion here today.
Mm-hmm.
And the four people we got tuned in would have logged off ever since. You know what I mean?
Ever since.
Ever since. If you yourself and you got a whole set of experiences in your own background, if you then broaden your knowledge base and learn other skills, we would have to do this here tonight. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because
I glad you
we
bring
didn't
that up
learn
there.
this stuff at school.
Shh. Brother man,
So
I learned this
it's a
last year.
process of
I learned
learning.
this last year in COVID. In COVID, I tell myself, yo, I gotta be doing something. I'm in media, I'm in film production, I'm in content production. I like, yo, I gotta be doing something. And I love podcasts, and I taught myself how to live stream.
There you go.
I went to YouTube University. So
Exactly. And with the YouTube University available to all of us, right? Guys, don't just sit down and get the smartphone and the smartphone smarter than you. You know what I mean? Don't sit down and use the smartphone to access games,
yeah,
I'll watch porn. I mean, sure, we can watch a little porn, we know this. But
but it could be used for other things, more
yeah,
important
you
things.
use phone for other things to widen your knowledge base and to garner certain skills and stuff like that. That will improve you as a person, so that you then are able to add value to somebody else. And having said that, no, because you've now raised your own stock to a point, you don't know that you are looking for a certain kind of woman that is not able to meet you at that level, right?
Yeah,
So if you coming in here and you talking to a woman and you realize that she's here, automatically you can just disregard that,
yeah,
because
yeah,
you're not trying to kind of fight that. And the thinking is these days that because you hear women say all the time, I want a man on my level, right? And the thinking now is that women date on their level and above, right?
I
On their
think
level and
everybody
above.
should.
And
Yeah.
and women don't compromise on that. They don't. Their level and above. They will date across, they up, but they certainly ain't dating down.
I want you to stick a pin
Yeah, man.
because you're preaching to the quiet, you're preaching to the congregation. Because I believe that we men need to stop dating down as well. Just because a woman look good, just because she got the good, she got this and that, whatever she got, we should stop going for the okey doke. There is more to life than a woman that or a woman that can have great sex today. You understand? What else is she bringing? You taking care of yourself, and you know these are things that I've realized in the last 4 years, 3 years, right? Where I never used to take care of myself. As I said, I had my issues, I had my own whatever, and I never used to really take care of me, right? So then, how can I expect to be in a committed relationship and not taking care of home? Because you are
Yeah.
home, you are you taking care of you. Um, I see it looking at the chat. I see Kevin. Good night, Kevin Seeley. Your boy Katin. Katin boy, I didn't
Cut
know
it.
your real name was Kevin Seeley. I did not know your real name was Kevin Seeley, boy. I thought your name was Katin all this
Cut it.
time. Dion says to me, it also reflects on how you're taking care of other aspects of your life as well. Yeah, Dion, because at the end of the day, still, right? I have found myself now being more cognizant of, okay, so I am doing these things for myself. I'm taking care of myself like this or like that or whatever. How are you taking care of yourself as well? Because, we just get knowing this thing that men only want women that look good and slim and trim. What about the plus size girls, the women that we are not saying that we don't love plus size women. We are not saying that we want a woman to look like a supermodel. However, I liken a woman that is taking care of her health and the byproducts that come with that important for a long lasting and committed relationship. For example, I am dating a woman. Let's say dating a woman. I dating a woman and you know she ain't taking care of. She eating what she want when she want. She got high blood pressure. She's obese. She ain't really doing nothing to get any gym. She ain't doing nothing to curb her eating habits, nothing like that. She literally just coming home, eating whatever, then I lay down. And she getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And we conflate this thing with, well, babe, you getting fat, as to mean this is an aesthetic type of thing. For me, I look at it as, yeah, I want to live with you for the rest of my life, though. I don't want till death do us part come sooner rather than
Yeah.
later. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a situation where, you know, I taking care of my body, taking care of my health and everything that you're not doing. I loving you for who you are, accepting you for who you are, and not encouraging you to be a better version of you.
Yeah,
You
man.
understand? I think men and women need to kind of understand that in these relationships, you have to put pressure on them to say, look, babe, here, chum, we in this thing together. We in this thing this together. If I plan to live till 80, 90, I want you to live till 80, 90 with me too. I don't want to hear that we me and you go get down to the clinic ever so often to deal with diabetes and high blood pressure and all these things. Yes, we as black people are predisposed to those types of things, heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, those types of things. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the onus is on us to take care of ourselves. Yes, you see a lot of people working out now. And yes, some people are doing it for aesthetics and stuff like that. But really and truly, you should be working out for health. And if I am with someone and they are not taking care of themselves, I'm not saying that you're overweight today and I done with you. But if you're overweight today, I know a pregnancy happens. I understand hormones change. I understand these things happen. But in the end, for a relationship to work, both parties need to be taking care of home for them to be able to
Mm-hmm.
take care of the community, which is the relationship.
Yeah, man. I said it in the first version. Saying it again, so you should always be striving to be the best version of you. And as you said, not only in terms of your health and stuff like that, but shoot, getting money right too. You know what I mean?
Boy,
Getting money right. I ain't tell you you're gonna be a millionaire, but getting money right. That is an attractive trait for a man to have. Making sure your body right. Shoot, get your spiritual well-being right. You know what I mean? Be grounded in that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't telling you that you're gonna be beating down the door to the church every Sunday and every time the church open you there. But certainly organizing your spiritual health, your emotional health, making sure that you grounded, and that you don't easily just like freak out over certain things, and that you have outlets for when stuff goes alright in your life. You're able to kind of find some place to center your place of oneness and just kind of you know take a moment or whatever and deal with stuff. So be the best version of yourself, and when you do that, you will find that you are going to require that of your partner. And if you're not requiring it of your partner, something is wrong. And if your partner is not requiring the best version of you,
Something wrong.
something is definitely wrong. And you need a
Amen.
new partner.
Amen. Amen. I don't know anything to add to that other than let's have a direct conversation about value. So we talk about value. I know it permeates into how people like these challenges. These challenges, brother. It's there's every challenge, everybody, and I know a lot of these challenges are silly, they are serious, they're for empowerment, they're for all sorts of things. But I think it is important for us to say men and women, because some men do these challenges as well. We don't do as many, but if you start doing challenges that show off your body or show off yourself in a sexualized manner, then you put that in public, that is what you're going to attract. And in my mind, it diminishes it shows me that you're diminishing your value in terms of how you see yourself. No, I know a lot of people, this may be divisive, this may be controversial,
It
but
will be.
I was thinking about right. I was thinking about this when you said you wanted to talk about it, right? You sent me a video. You sent me a video about a dude that his girl did it, and somebody, he said, babe, I noticed that you got this silhouette challenge up. I think you should put this. You should take this down. And she was like, "You can't tell me what to do. You're my father. This and that. And next." And yo, I would say this, right? Like, I am not taking it to the point of your body is only for me to see or whatever. Shoot, I like my woman to look. Trust me, anybody that know me, and I saw any girlfriend that I ever dated or anybody dated, I like good looking women. And I like good looking women to look good, to dress
Facts.
good, right?
Facts.
However, I think that if you put yourself out there semi naked or fully naked, or you do this Titty Tuesday challenge, or you do this hips and behind challenge, and you do these things that showing off your body, and then all of a sudden you got 100 men in your DMs trying to get at you for one express purpose, because they want to know how many
Who
degrees
you
you
are.
have or
Yeah, they
how
know.
much money you make or anything like that. They're literally just trying to get at you because that's what you're advertising. Your brand. This goes back to what you were saying. Your home, yourself, you are a brand. If you put yourself out there in celibate challenge, you put yourself in a twerking challenge, this dancing silly in the street challenge.
Bust it.
If you do these bust it challenge, my man, we was call it the shiggy challenge. You're doing these dancing challenge, these silly challenges. You're doing pepper sauce challenge, this cinnamon challenge. You're doing these challenges, and you are looking silly. Um, you are looking silly in these moments in order to garner likes or or under the guise of self-empowerment or anything like that. What you're doing is you're showing the public like, yo, this person is not husband or wife material. And I think that we need to be very careful with all of these challenges that come out, because I see a lot of women do the silhouette challenge. We've seen some, and women do look good and everything like that. But we know for sure what their DMs probably look like. We
Yeah.
know for sure the harassment that they're getting. And this is not a case of me saying if you don't put it out there, the boy ain't got. I'm not saying that. I am saying that value yourself to the point where you don't see a need to seek that validation
Creation.
or that want to put that content out there. This ain't got nothing to do with um I saw one person saying if you have a problem with the silhouette challenge and you think that if you put it out there, whatever you get, you deserve, you're condoning rape culture and you're pretty much saying that anything you as a woman wear and you get raped, you ask for it. Yo, if you trust me, if you listen, if you fish with if you fish with bait, you'll get a small fish. If you fish with dynamite, you might catch a shark. You understand? So if you go out there fishing with the silhouette challenge or the titty challenge and all these challenges, when you see the caliber of men coming to you and trying to holler at you, being only interested in not sex is easy, people. Sex so easy. Sex simple in these times. Sex ain't nothing but sex, right? I don't know if you have anything to add because they will rant here for the rest of the day. You could have a say.
Yeah, with regard to that, people like to think a lot of the stuff that you said I've heard, and this is how I don't want to say how would you feel if, you know, because I find some people don't really react to that. So I'm going to take it another direction. Because you got a son, right, Neil? Reese is how old? 5, 6?
Just fight, fight, fight.
Right? Um, if Reese brought home a girl, right, who had TikTok,
You already know this guy.
yeah, his girl had a maybe fast forward a couple years, and it's the 2031 version of the TikTok of the silhouette challenge.
Right.
How would you, as a father, feel when Reese come home and tell you, "Daddy, look at my girl here, so doing this silhouette challenge"? Would you, as a father, say to him, "Yes, son, this is the girl for you going forward in your life. She is the person to give me some grandchildren. Go for it."
Listen,
what do you think Reese's mother would say? In
I
response.
know what Keisha's mother, a matter of fact, not even what she would say, what she would do. Anyhow, but that's
Right?
another story for another time.
So,
Yeah.
so I really want the people who are saying that you're endorsing rape culture and stuff like that, to really give it some thought from the perspective of a parent, right? So the ladies out there, imagine you hooked up with a guy, he got married, um, you had you found out you're pregnant, and you carry this baby for 9 months. He comes out, you got a son. All right, everything good. You're going forward. You raise this boy all your love and care, everything nurturing him up into young adulthood. He comes home at 22 years old, and says, "Mommy, check it out. This is my girl here. She named so and so and so and so." And you go and look for so and so and so and so on the 2040 version of Instagram or whatever it is.
It's the thought.
Up,
Or whatever
it's, it's the top, top gram, and it up pops so and so half naked. You know, would you suggest to your son that, hey, this is the person for you? Or would you think immediately to yourself that I invest so much in this boy, and this is the decision he can make here? Nah, we can't have that.
you gonna feel that you do something wrong as a parent or
Yeah,
something,
and in
man.
the immortal words of our prime minister, cut it out. You know,
Cut it out.
cut it out.
Cut it
So you
out.
are not going to. We understand that we live in different times now, and everybody a little sensitive, and people are talking about, oh, we sexualizing everything, but it's really not that. We're not sexualizing everything. We just want to, then narrow it a bit. Being conservative. You know what I mean?
But hold on a minute, right? I can tell you something. You see, I don't necessarily have a problem with the challenge. Like, okay, if a woman does the silhouette challenge, for example, she does the silhouette challenge, she look good, she's amazing, she worked real hard in the gym, it's just hers to show off. I don't have a problem necessarily for you putting it out. What I have a problem necessarily with is
Is
that
there a
you
response to the reaction you get?
the
The
response.
response
So
to the
you put you
response.
right. So to me, if I let's say there was a shirtless challenge for men, right? I ain't got no abs or nothing like that, but I ain't a terrible looking beer back. I go and take off my shirt and whatever, right? And I get a lot of people, all of a sudden, a lot of women coming to me and stuff. Why would they then go on the same social media and say, "Oh, dear, these women so thirsty. I can't
Yeah,
believe can't a man just post himself hot." Like,
come on,
I
come
want
on.
us to stop this. I want us to stop putting up these profile pictures of ourselves, men and women, because I don't want people to feel that this is just on the top of women. This is men and women. If you put yourself
Because
out there,
men have done the challenge as well. To be
yeah, men
fair,
have done the challenge. Men have done the challenge. If you put yourself out there, you have to know before you hit send what the response is going to be. Who the
yeah.
caliber of people are going to be coming into your DMs. And if
Not
that
only
is
that, though, Neil. Not only that, because let's be real clear. We said earlier that women will date on a level and up. Men, no, we a little different because a lot of times, and you had a little rant earlier about us being guided by women just looking good. Um, when it comes down to sex, a lot of times men don't care. You know what I mean? So shoot, we don't care what level it on. This level, below, above, you
matter.
know, I could get it. We can work with it. And if nobody ain't gonna find out, shoot, even better. So we don't really care, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's not a matter of expecting because you can get a response, but know that the people that come into your DMs are coming for one reason only, and
One reason
men,
only.
men are visual. We are very, very visual. If you put it out there, we are going to respond. We are going to respond. And guess what?
Pause.
We
I
are
want to
not,
put a pause on. I want to put a pause on you. Just stick a pin. What type of men will be sliding in them DMs?
well, to be
I ain't
fair,
sliding in there. I
but,
ain't sliding in there.
everybody is not going to respond like you, Neil, right? You'd be surprised that men from all walks of life, from the politicians, we're not calling anybody's name on this
Oh dear.
program,
Oh,
by the
oh,
way.
oh dear.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
dear.
just
No,
throwing
no.
that
We ain't
out
got a
there
legal team. We
generally.
don't have a legal team yet
Love it,
here.
right?
All right.
So we're just putting that out there as an occupation, right? Politician, doctor, whatever, down to whoever, right? Um, might slide in those DMs. But when they slide in those DMs, ladies, remember they are not attracted to you because of your bank account, degree, house, none of them things. They are coming because they saw your charm and your wit very pronounced on Instagram, and that is why they are sliding into your DMs. They ain't coming for nothing else but them things.
Yep. Yep. So, Dion, let me talk. Dion said, "I fully get being able to do what you want with your body, but why are the challenges focused on women and sexualizing? 90% of the vids are women. Why don't men feel the need to do similar things? What is driving the difference in approach?" I
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Dion,
pick me, because the odd men, our value is not necessarily in how we look, right? Um, yeah, we try to enhance that as much as we can, but our value is not really steeped in how we look. Um, a woman with a degree, fantastic. A good looking with a woman with a degree,
gold.
shoot, cool. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, um, they said a woman could be flipping burgers somewhere. If she look good enough, a man can check. You know what I mean? But a man has to kind of build himself up to a certain level, and it has nothing at all to do with physical appearance. So you find an obese man with some money, resources, will never be without a woman. So he doesn't need that validation from social media through a challenge or anything like that.
Yeah, that's well said. If I can add my 2 cents on it, I also
Yeah, man.
think that a lot of these things, a lot of these challenges, I don't know who starts these challenges. I don't know, whose idea is or whomever, I would say that um, some of these challenges are done under the guise of empowerment. Um,
Yep.
some women are no again, if you are self-conscious about your body, you put out. I don't have a problem with you putting out these challenges again, people, especially women. I don't have a problem with putting it out. But if you fish with dynamite and you catch a shark, you better know how to deal with a shark. And don't go complaining to the authorities that you caught a shark and they bite off your hand or try to attack you, right? That is not me saying it's rape culture. I just don't like women and men complaining because I got male friends that complain with cheese on bread. These women always in my DMs. I don't understand, but boss, you always in a fat half naked though. Like if you're in a fat half naked and trying to get at you will have to know that is why are you complaining about it? That's my only thing, right? No, don't get me wrong. Harassment is unnecessary. Harassment to me is harassment is a different thing. It's a different kind of fish. If you are harassing someone and
Yeah,
you
that
are
on.
dying on, but I know of women that post that post various oh God, I gotta talk about this.
Thirst
I gotta talk
traps.
about it there. I gotta talk about
Thirst traps.
there. I cannot stand when people post themselves half naked with an inspirational quote or look at me. There is a person I gotta talk about this there. I got call this. You know that this used to boil my blood. There
Yeah.
is a woman, an Instagram model, who would post herself scantily clad in a bikini, in underwear, in lingerie. Fine. That's your brand, that's your business, you're a model, you pushing yourself, you looking out, well, do your thing. And you, right. She is gonna post a picture of her only showing her torso, like her breast and her down to her mid thigh, with this cord, this cable running right down the middle. She's in a panty and a bra, so you can see all of her. Well, not all of her breasts, but you can see her cleavage. You can see pretty much what her vagina looks like. And she has the cord going down there. You can't see her face. You can't see the earbuds. You can't see anything other than that visual. She's gonna have the caption, music is life. Sometimes life gets so hard, and I thank God for having being in my life all this time and giving me the wherewithal
She's
to
probably
have
listening to
music.
some gospel,
And
man.
I'm like, and then, when a man gets in the comments and says, "Sweet, you look real good, yeah." All these men so thirsty, I can't understand.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I sorry, right? But then people are gonna come and say, "Oh, why can't a woman post what she wants? She can post what she wants." Well, if you post something and you get a response that is desirous of that, do not complain.
But
It's
here's the
this
thing, right?
simple.
I saw a quote the other day that said, "If you pray for rain, you gotta be able to deal with the mud as well." Right?
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh my God.
So
It is
don't
some sound effects
expect
here.
so don't expect that you put it out there and all the attention and the responses you get are going to be ones that you're favorable, you're okay with, right? There's going to be somebody in there that you don't find attractive who's going to respond to you. There's going to be somebody in there who's going to be disrespectful to you. But so there's nothing wrong with you putting that stuff up. Nothing at all wrong with that. But be prepared to have to deal with the follow. The follow is not just going to be the hot guy sliding in your DM saying, "Hey, you look real good." Because here's the thing, ladies. Depending on how good you look, the hot guy probably isn't going to step because he's going to figure, you know what? I got some other options here that might be a little bit easier to get at. That's just
And
reality.
and men and women, your husband or wife, your future husband or wife are not coming in your DMs. The chances of that
They aren't.
is very. I'm not saying it's possible. Love happens, but I would say 99% of the people out there ain't meeting the husband or wife in the DMs. So, as Derek said, if you if you're prepared for rain, prepare for the mud too. Yeah. Um, Let me turn this now into We over an hour, but I ain't care. Let's talk now. Finally, on the let me see here. Renee said, "I like that you keep using the term under the guise of." Um, yeah. Um, People are just weird. I want to talk about. Okay, so we've talked about self love, we've talked about self care, we've talked about value, we've talked about value and brand and self worth and self perception as it pertains to these challenges and everything like that. Now, let's bring all of it home now to a relationship. We've talked a bit earlier about taking care of yourself, taking care of home, because that's if you can take care of yourself, you can take care of anybody. You
Yeah.
can take care of anything. We've talked about what that whole thing wraps in, but now let's talk about putting it all together. Now, I've seen that same video you sent to me with the woman that did the silhouette challenge and her boyfriend kind of telling her, well, yeah,
I ain't
I ain't
cool
really
with it.
comfortable with you putting that stuff up there. Yeah, I ain't cool with it. Now, let's talk about the context of a relationship because if there are challenges, there are women that do feel insecure about their bodies, and there are men out there too that feel insecure about their bodies. Some people need, I mean, social media is there to gas you up. So I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm not saying you should do it, but if you put out a little pic, feeling cute today or whatever, you put up a little saying, you get some likes and follows, and probably somebody in the DMs or two. That's a good day for some. You know,
Yeah.
you're feeling down, you feel boost. But in the context of a relationship, I think that if you are in a relationship and I think that it's almost like, and I can get your opinion on this. I feel as though I'm not saying that you need to kind of go through your partner to vet certain posts or you need to go through your partner to do certain things. But like we were saying, if you go fishing with dynamite, you catch a shark. If you post yourself half naked out there and your partner feels uncomfortable, then who's really at fault here? Is the man being controlling and obsessive, or is the woman, or we could flip the roles, but is the other, because they got some men that deal with that too. But do you think that if a man or woman posts themselves up there, put themselves up there half naked or whatever, and the partner has a problem with it, who do you think is at fault if the man or the woman brings it up within the context of the relationship?
Well, we look at it this way. If you're gonna post something and you ask yourself, will my partner be okay with this post? You know, I think if you gotta ask that, it's probably a
You got your
fairly
answer
good
ready?
bet that you got your answer already. You know what I mean? Having said that, it might be something new, it might be fresh. So you go and you post something, and you're not knowing the reaction or the response that your partner will have. Um, whose fault is it? I think after it goes up, because you may not have known before, you need to have that conversation, a rational conversation, a logical conversation with regard to the other person's feelings. And it may be a case where it's like, I'm really so comfortable with that, And once it's not just a case of like, petty insecurity or jealousy or something like that. If like the scenario that I sent to you, that guy had um, fairly concrete arguments about why he wanted the challenge to be taken down, because it was stuff dealing with his daughter and how his daughter might have seen it, and then this drama with the baby mama and all that stuff, and he didn't want that stuff to be a factor impacting on their relationship. If it's a case of just I ain't feel comfortable, well, that's another story, and probably a relationship and on the best ground. If it's just a case of that kind of insecurity, just like that, and you have to kind of look at it and figure out what's really the issue here. You know what I mean?
Mm. For me, I think because you just made reference to that video that you sent me, right? And to me, you mentioned his daughter, but he had an even more compelling argument there. Like we are representatives of each other in
Yeah.
a relationship. We are representative of each other. Again, I can liken this to two houses coming together to form a community. We represent the community individually, and together we represent our community, our family. If I go out there half naked, I don't have a problem. But I like to look good, and I like my women to look good, right? If you post a picture of yourself in a bikini, I have no problem with that. Shoot, if you post yourself in a sexy artistic photo or a series of photos or video, I am one of the coolest men when it comes to them sort of things. Them things don't bother me. I want people to say, "Yo, I want to look good, yeah, yeah, that new."
You woman? Yeah.
I love that because it shows like, yeah, she representing me and she representing
Oh, he's
what
the
we are
man.
about. Right. But but I think that if we are doing these things over and 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 over every post or every other post, I go on some profiles on Instagram and every post is literally them. They're not bikini models. They're not bikini designers. They're not. They just like to post themselves naked or half naked. When a man looking for a wife and a man perusing the catalog of it, and he looks at a woman that she got 500 posts, right? And all of these posts are of her scantily clad, right? From inside, outside, beach, church, it don't matter. My girl got on next to nothing, right? And all of that is the post. She may even got something there with the cleavage up. She may got something with the vagina printing out, right? A man, as you said, is going to look at that and say, okay, this is fast food. Again, stick and move. A man that is looking for a wife likes a nice mix. And I think women are the same too. But women are slightly different in that because women are emotional, they will try to make a relationship out of sliding in a good looking man DMs and seeing how it works out and everything like that.
Yeah.
However, I feel as though if you go on social media, every post you post is of you with your behind out, your vagina out, and your breast out, and your pecs out, and your biceps out, your triceps out, and
In the
you are
gospel
gonna
according to
you're
future, from the streets did she
in the
emerge,
go.
and to the street she will return.
She shall return. But no, seriously, man. If you see a lot of people conflate things. If you go on Instagram and you find a woman that look good and the woman you play, that is not you get women die in a relationship. Men die in a relationship. You understand? A relationship is what happens off of social media. If you build that foundation in your relationship and you and the man get together or you and the woman get together and you say, all right, babe, here's you right. I like to pour. I think I am a sexy woman. I am easily a top five woman in the Caribbean. I
And I am
want to
number
post,
five.
and I am number five. I want to post. I want to post myself half naked, and that is how it is moved. If the man accepts that, then that is that. We make peace with it. Like be like me. Be like me and say, that's my girl. I liking it first, and I
Yeah.
sharing it. That's my woman. But
Actually,
don't.
Steph Curry and Aisha Curry, they kind of
Oh,
had a little bit of contention with something like that because he shared a photo that she put up um, with her, well, in nothing really. And everybody is saying that she's seeking validation and stuff like that. And because she said so as well, that she doesn't have anybody sliding in her DM or anything like that. And that was a
that's a
thing for her. That was a problem for her. So she seems to be seeking some validation. Steph put up the pic the other day, and that was a whole thing. Um, so it's a matter of, as I said before, you got to check and see what is the source of the issue. Um, you said it before, the DM sliding in the DM. I think that's, I like to say social media is not a real place, much like
yep.
Barbados, right? It is not a real place. When you get down to the nitty gritty of the stuff that comes in that is involved in the relationship, social media really doesn't factor in. to that kind of stuff. The if you gonna get into a relationship with somebody, hopefully you would know, or you should know from before, that hey, all them posts and things, the half naked posts, you gotta know that you're getting involved with that.
That coming with the package.
You gotta know that
Hold on
that's
a
you
minute,
getting.
right? Hold on. I can let you continue. But just like how if you are going to perform, let's say somebody contacts you and says, well, we want your syndicate to perform at this gala, right? We are the XYZ Foundation. You've never heard of them. What's the first thing you do?
But you gotta tell me what kind of show it is.
Right. To tell you the show it is, to tell you, look, you never hear about us, but this is the benefit. You don't know about the people. You don't know if the promoter is an outright man. You don't know,
Yeah,
right? What
shit,
is the phone number?
we gotta sort out your money. We
Right.
gotta sort your
But
money.
you gonna go,
What you want me to
and look
sing?
at the people. You know what I do? I just look at people on Facebook and Instagram here.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I
Of
just do.
course,
Anytime,
you gotta vet them.
anybody, business, personal, friend, it don't matter. If you coming into my sphere, I got to look you up because I have to see what you're about. So let's go in the context of I meet this woman on Instagram and everything is her, you know, everything out. Oh, if me and this woman get in a relationship, I slide in the DMs, which I don't do, but slide in the DMs, and the woman give me some play, and we end up in a relationship. I then can't come 6 months later and talk about, well, you gotta stop with that. This is my
Yeah,
woman.
you're unfair. You're an unfair man if you do that. You're an unfair
Well,
man.
you gotta know. You have to know what you are getting yourself into. Likewise, if you have a because you see some people live on social media and some people post every now and then some people don't really post, right? You have to make peace with the type of person they are. If you realize you're not on social media, we have a friend of ours, he's not on Instagram. He
Yeah,
starts dating a girl, and every 2 seconds he posts. She on her phone scrolling. At some point, I ask, "What are you always on that phone doing?" Right?
yeah.
She can ask you for Instagram. If that's her life, she's gonna ask you, "Are you on Instagram?" So no, are you? No. Ask her, "Can I see your profile?" A minute, I'm not on Instagram. Let me see your profile. And if you scroll and you see everything is her bottom out and this and that, in that see third, you got a decision to make, my brother. You got
You
to
gotta
decide
make some
to
decisions.
you got to make a decision if to give her back the phone and say, well, what I don't
Thanks for a
know,
good night.
right? That
Check,
ain't for me.
please.
Or you leave her with her Instagram or her thing, and you just let her know, well, that is your thing. I don't mind, but just remember we represent each other in this relationship. Yeah, I don't mind you posting whatever you posting, but if you think of, is this something that my partner would want me to post? Yeah, like I
That's
don't,
just being
I
considerate.
yeah, I mean,
Considering, as
like
you
I
said,
can't.
you're representing somebody else now. Having said that, let us kind of bear in mind, because we really stretching the time.
Yeah, we
Um,
stretching.
yeah, you can't change people, right? You can't change people.
Oh, preach
Um,
it.
my principal, well, my retired principal, no, she also said to me, Marshall, you have to meet people where they are at. Meet people where they are at, and that's something kind of take with me in life. And you got to make a decision. If you ask, if you're going to ask somebody to change who they are fundamentally, you're wasting time. So you got to decide early: is who this person, the person that this person is at their core, is that the person I want representing me? If that's not the case, just
Left it
roll
out.
on. Just left it
Let
out.
left it out. Left it out. Derek boy, I want to thank you for preaching the gospel tonight, according to future. Um,
She's from the
future. No,
streets.
no, she shall return, boy. But anyhow, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We had a few people today. I think that if I do a better, I think next time, I can do a better job of trying to get everything set up before, and we kind of have people roll in and play some music and everything. I tried it tonight. It worked a bit, but next time I think we can try to do a thing. Anyhow, we got some social media. We're on Facebook, the Senate podcast. You can look for us, follow. We on YouTube as well. You can subscribe. What we will do is I will post this on Facebook as the and then it will take it and put it on YouTube so that you will have the content if you want to watch it later or whatever. So you can check us out on YouTube, the Senate Podcast. You can check us email, senateinsession@gmail.com. Yeah, Derek, hit me up. Hit up Neil. Wait, hit up Derek or hit up me. Hit up Derek. Elite people, elite. Long there. You can hit up Derek or you can hit up me and fire off any questions, any debate. If you think I'm talking foolishness, let us have a respectful discourse.
Please, respectful.
Because you ain't coming to me talking about how one of men and misogyny and patriarchal system. I got buzzwords that I tune up to. I got buzzwords that I tune up to. Believe me, right? But yeah, respectful discourse. You can hit up Derek. And let me keep this thing going. I know what else to say, brother. You anything you want to close off on?
Choosing it at 9, man. Choosing it at 9.
Choose at 9. Love yourself. Keep safe in these times.
Be the best version of you.
Listen, I think that's what we can close with everything. Be the best version of you. Good night, everybody.
Peace.